This is Greer Hendricks in conversation with New York Times bestselling author Jennifer Weiner. We're here to talk about her new book, Best Friends Forever, which is publishing on July 14th. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the book, what prompted you to write it?
Well, Best Friends Forever is the story of two girls who are best friends when they're young, when they meet as 9-year-olds in this small town in the Midwest. And they are best friends through elementary school, they are devoted to each other, they're inseparable through junior high, and then one of them goes away for the summer and comes back sort of tall and thin and with boobies, and that sort of is the beginning of the denouement of the friendship. It's sort of one of those classic high school friendship breakups, and there's a boy involved, and there's some sort of... Always a boy involved, and there's some sort of high school jockeying, and, you know, who's in the in crowd and who's in the out crowd. And then we flash forward 15 years, and the friend who did not go away and come back glamorous is sort of stuck in this same Midwestern town. She lives in the house she grew up in. She's stuck in many ways. And she comes back from this very bad blind date, and there's a knock on the door. It's the night of the reunion, the high school reunion. She's not going to the high school reunion because of this falling out with this boy. High school ended very badly for her. So she's home and she's alone, and there's a knock on the door, and she opens it, and there is her old best friend Valerie standing there, and there's blood on the sleeve of her coat, and Valerie says, "Something terrible's happened and you're the only one who can help." So that sort of launches them on both this adventure and this there's sort of the external journey that they take, but there's the more internal journey of repairing this friendship, and both of them in the process refining who they are. So,
well, what's interesting about this book is that, like some of your previous titles, there are some darker plot twists. There's cancer, obesity, rape, neglect, but yet they're peppered with their kind of signature Jennifer Weiner humor.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. When I started writing this book, I was really, one of the books I always sort of go back to when I'm starting a new project is Stephen King's book on writing. And one of the things that he talks about is writing Carrie and having such a hard time getting inside of Carrie White, who of course is the outcast of all outcasts in her high school. And he talks about the two girls he knew in high school who was sort of the outcast girls, and how there's a girl like that or a boy like that in every single high school. And there's not always a reason why they're the scapegoats or why they're the ones who everybody else gets to pick on and kick around and make fun of. But he was... when he was bringing Carrie to life, he was thinking about these girls that he'd known and why they were that way. And so part of it was that for me, and part of it was actually, this is sort of embarrassing to remember, but there was this not so great review of one of my other titles, and I don't even think it was a review of my book, it was a review of somebody else's book, and it said something snotty about, you know, oh, and Jennifer Weiner, who never got over how bad high school was. And I sort of thought to myself, does anyone get over high school? No. Like, it's so formative, and I think that what happens there goes so deeply to the core of how you see yourself kind of for the rest of your life. And so I was interested in the idea of outcasts, I was interested in the idea of high school, I was interested in the idea of reunions, because I think that we're all of an age where everybody's sort of finding all their classmates on Facebook and going to that high school reunion and thinking of sort of how are you going to present yourself to the world, what is the story you're going to tell about yourself, which of course is a very resonant idea for a novelist. And so I thought about, I want to write about a friendship that goes bad, I want to write about an outcast girl, I want to write about high school, and I want to write about the notion of reunion and reinvention and the story that you tell. So that is where this book came. You didn't know all that, did you? It just showed up on your desk,
I know.
Right?
It was just this really great page turner.
See, ask Greer where the book came from. She's like the mail room, you know?
Email transmitted.
Right. Yeah, but no, see, I thought about some stuff.